Johnny Bravo! He's jacked. He's jacked.
So me and my friends are down here celebrating St. Patrick's Day. We're also very excited that FSU is playing Duke tonight. Hopefully FSU is gonna win. Go Noles. We're gonna go all night. We're gonna go out. We're not gonna sleep tonight probably, so go Noles as always.
Love Zion. We're huge Duke fans, and we're so excited they're here for the ACC. Cannot wait for Florida State tonight.
All I'm going to say is Florida State, 12th ranked in the nation. I won't lie, it's not a surprise. They beat Virginia, fundamental team. They played great defense. They executed on offense. I really do think Florida State does have a great chance in the tournament. I also do think that in the ACC tournament, I think they may surprise Duke and Zion and the rest of the Duke basketball team. You got Tyus Jones, Reddish, you got RJ Barrett. But at the same time, I do think Florida State always a sleeper.
I love Duke to death, but I was hoping that Zion coming back would put us to the 20-point mark. It didn't. We won by 1. But we're good. I promise you we're going to win the ACC tournament, and I promise you we're probably going to get Sweet 16, Elite 8, probably. I don't know. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time. No matter what, it's NCAA basketball. Y'all come out. Y'all show support to whatever team you love.
Well, you hear what the fans have got to say. Some are for Duke, some are for Florida State, some really just don't care. And I guess those must be the Carolina fans. But either way, it's going to be a great ball game. And as you get ready for the game, you start seeing some of the little ins and outs of the ball game. In fact, Leonard Hamilton just coming into the building. He's got his game face on. He's focused. He's locked in. So you know this is going to be a great game. ACC Championship, Florida State versus Duke. The two teams played back in January. Duke won a buzzer beater, and Florida State hasn't forgotten that. So they feel like today is going to be their day to get their second ACC championship. Duke will be trying to get their 21st in school's history. Now, the path to the championship was a simple thing. For Florida State, they were the number 4 seed. They had a buzzer beater earlier in the week where Mann knocks down a basket just before the game ends, and they knock off a very, very pesky Virginia Tech team. Follow that up with the number 1 seed in the ACC, Virginia. And again, Florida State holds on with their size, with their length, with their athleticism, and gets the upset win. On the other side, Duke, the number 3 seed, had a tough game against Syracuse. They got off to a real big lead, then held on, and then eventually pulled away and did what they needed to do. And the man that everybody wants to see and has been talking about did not disappoint. Zion Williamson goes 13 for 13, has a double-double. Then you push forward to Friday night, and the Carolina-Duke game did not disappoint anyone. I'm telling you, anyone. North Carolina got off to a huge lead, a 13-point lead, but Duke whittled it away, and it was tied at halftime. And then it becomes the Battle of the Blues, and two of the best teams in the country with great tradition battling it out for a chance to play in the ACC Championship. A tip-in by Zion Williamson with less than 15 seconds gives Duke the win and the opportunity to play Florida State in the ACC Championship. And the odds makers have Duke as an 8.5-point favorite. I don't know about that, but like I told you, a 2-point win down in Tallahassee, they'll take that. Whatever works for you. And I've been talking a lot about it, but you don't want to hear from me. You want to hear from the head coaches. So let's listen to Leonard Hamilton of Florida State and head coach Mike Krzyzewski of the Duke Blue Devils.
This is the third time we've had an opportunity to play for the championship. We won it once and we lost to Duke. I think the year there was, I can't remember what year it was, a long time ago. And we were fortunate to win it in 12. And like the guys say, every team in America starts off wanting to win a championship. Every team that's in the conference. And we were one of those teams. We felt all along that we were capable, but we had to go and earn it. And I think it was an ideal situation for us because we had a chance to play one of the perennial powers in the country that probably would have been ranked number 1 in the country Monday had they won the game, but they're definitely top 3 or 4 team in the country. And we're trying to carve out a little niche for ourselves, so it gives us an opportunity to play against a good team, and we were successful in playing for the championship was our goal at the beginning of the year, and I feel fortunate that we're here. But now we got to go get some rest, enjoy this for a minute, and get ourselves mentally and emotionally prepared to go play a great team.
I watched a little bit of Florida State, and their defense is outstanding today. And our kids have played a hell of a schedule. You know, tonight's game was like the 7th game against a potential 1 seed that we've played. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. 3 against Carolina, 2 against Virginia, Gonzaga, and Kentucky. And 2 of them were with guys are not our full team. And that's a heck of a schedule for these kids. They've done a terrific job, and hopefully we have enough in the tank tomorrow to play well against Leonard's team.
If there was a home court advantage in the first game, it was the fact that Florida State was playing at Tallahassee. I don't know if there's going to be a home court advantage today. If there is a slight one, maybe it does go to Duke. But a couple things I want you to keep in mind as this game's going on. Florida State, over the 2 games they played in the ACC tournament, shooting about 45%. They've out-rebounded their opponents by 14. And that's important because they've got length. They've got 8 guys on the Florida State team that are 6'8" or better. And that length can play a factor in how Zion Williamson's able to score inside. Now, if Duke can make some perimeter shots early, that's going to open things up, and then Zion can have the game that we all would like to see him have, another double-double. But if the Blue Devils aren't shooting from the outside and they're packing it in, it's going to be very, very tough for Zion Williamson to dominate inside. Either way, it's going to be an interesting ball game. If you're a Duke fan, obviously one of the big keys is getting the basketball in scoring areas for Zion Williamson. But the weak side defense is something that I think I'm going to keep my eye on because Florida State's got a lot of great length, and getting Zion inside, there's always going to be help, and those guys can possibly try to block some shots. Another thing is if Cam Reddish, RJ Barrett can come in here and knock down some jump shots. Duke has not been impressive shooting from the 3-point line, and they've got to be able to make some threes, I think, if they expect to win. Rebounding is rebounding. Duke's done a great job inside, but they've got to be able to control the paint, make some shots, and play that nasty Duke defense. If you're a Florida State fan, and a lot of people in here are, there are a couple of things I want you to keep in mind. One, your length. Be big. Run the floor with your big guys and try to maybe block some shots and score in the paint. They've done a great job defensively. How about this? In the 2 games they played, they're 9 of 43 defensively and allowing 3-point baskets. In other words, they're forcing teams into 20% shooting, defending the 3. And then the intangible factor, playing like you want to win a championship. That means you can't turn the basketball over, you can't miss box out, and you have to make free throws. If Florida State can do those things, hey, they may be taking the title down to Tallahassee. Keep these names in mind for Florida State. P.J. Savoy comes into the tournament having made 46 3-point baskets, M.J. Walker with 42. And the big guys, Cabangeli averages 12 a game, 6 rebounds, and has taken 18 3-point baskets. And think about that. This guy's over 6 feet 11 inches tall and can step out and knock down threes. And then, of course, Kamaji, 51 blocks on the season. So there's a lot of size, there's a lot of length, but Duke's got Duke, and that's what's so important. Duke has got the impact factor. Yeah, the freshmen are playing well, but don't forget about guys that came off the bench yesterday like Vrankovic or Jay Gold, as they say, Janty Goldwire. Those guys can make an impact in this game. Whatever happens, I'm going to be back to tell you a little bit more about it at the end of the ball game. It's the ACC Championship. Duke taking on Florida State.